At that time, during the pandemic, when I had my contemplation, no one knows. Not even my siblings knows about what I have experienced before. Hindi nila alam kung ano yung pinagdaanan ko that time, ano yung pinoproblema ko. But this time around, I was able to let them in. Kasi nga I was protecting myself to be hurt, where in reality, the mask that I was wearing na wala akong problema, the mask that I was wearing that I'm strong, I got it all together, I had no problem, I got it, kumbaga parang kaya ko na 'to, yung pala, it was not protecting me, it was making it worse. 'Cause I was putting a certain wall. I'm not putting a distance, I was putting a wall so that people would not see that negative side of me. Welcome to Awakening Truths podcast with Ana Santiago, wherein I share raw, sacred moments of how I shattered my old story and helped me rise up to the person who I truly am. Today, we are now on our seventh episode entitled, I Realized I Was Living on Autopilot. There's a kind of grief that sneaks in when you wake up and realize I've been living life I didn't consciously choose. I was just following the motions, saying yes to everything without contemplating on it, without pausing, without me buying time to really let everything sink in. So, this episode is about the moment I finally woke up from autopilot and what it took to reconnect with what I actually really wanted. Heads up, this episode will be in bilingual, English and Tagalog or Filipino, for me to better share my story and insight. So let's go back to a particular moment in time. Who was Ana Santiago? Who is she known for? So the Ana Santiago, going back before, is known to be someone who is strong-willed, kumbaga, take on certain things, jumping up to one opportunity to another without really contemplating on it. Or ito yung term na sinasabing malakas ang loob. So earlier, while I was cleaning up my room, I read a letter. And in that particular letter, it addressed na my family, those who are unspoken compliment from my family, they see me as someone who is strong-willed, na kumbaga yun nga, in making decisions, in taking on opportunity, they see me as someone as very resilient. So, independent, capable, can work on her own. It might seem na on the outside, I can do all things. Ako na bahala. The term, ako na bahala. Ako na yan. So, that certain term had been like my mantra na kaya kong gawin. Even also in my college days, I had a certain conflict with my members in thesis na 'pag hindi ginawa ng isang members at hindi nila magawa based on how I wanted, them to do it, or hindi nila na comprehend kung ano man yung binigay ko na instruction, tendency at the end of the certain day, I was the one doing what I have told them. So ako na nga. Kasi growing up, ah it was the kind of, kumbaga parang traits or habits that I have acquired growing up, which is my mom. And for those who don't know about a mother figure, siya yung nagiging role model natin kung papaano mag-nurture, kung papaano give love. Ang love language kasi ng mother ko, she do all things on her own. She doesn't ask the typical traits of a mother, Filipino mother, that hangga't kaya magbibigay, magigive, siya yung gagawa. So, more on yung love language ng mother ko is acts of service. So, that is also the trait that I have acquired growing up, na independent. So, at an early age, I learned to be on survival mode. I have learned to be independent on my own. And also growing up, dito rin, hindi ko rin kasundo yung mga neighbors ko, mga childhood neighbors ko dito. I got bullied by them 'Cause growing up, I had hindi man strict parents, but yung upbringing namin was somewhat different from the upbringing from the other kids here in our neighborhood. And it's hard for me to really blend in to them kasi nga iba yung kinalakihan ko. So, I end up getting bullied by some of the kids here. Kaya wala akong naging so close friends growing up. And yun nga, as I've said earlier, I have acquired that kind of trait of doing things on my own with my mom until to now. Now, yun yung inaano namin sa mom ko na you let us handle things. It's not you na kailangan mo pang gawin yung mga bagay-bagay. That is all, yung kumbaga in the family, it runs in the family. We are a family of givers to the extent na nabuubos kami along the process of trying to give our energy, our time, our love, our efforts to people around us. So that was our upbringing approach no. Nag-give to the extent na halos wala nang ibibigay. So walang limitation yung nakalakihan ko na certain setup na okay lang magbigay, pero dapat may limitation. So, ngayon ko lang din siya na-realize lately na it's not all the time that you had to give to people around you. There should be a limitation on what you are going to give or what you can offer. Kasi not all the time you have to have those certain things. So, if you're going to give to other people, make it a point that you had more than enough for yourself so that you will not be obliging other people around you to give it back to you. Or you are, kumbaga parang hindi mo siya iintayin na ibalik sa'yo, i-reciprocate back yung efforts, yung time, yung money, yung energy that you had put out to people around you. So, actually, yung breaking down ko, it comes into kumbaga parang two periods. So the first breakdown ko talaga na totally I went on to contemplation was during the pandemic. Pandemic was totally a big awakening to me na I was on autopilot. So ever since I started working, on time to really sit in and contemplate ano ba yung magiging pricing, where would my life be going to? Ano ba yung magiging plano ko for my life in the next 5 years from now? How do I see myself in the next 10 years from now? Ano yung accomplishment ko? So, I didn't plan it. Wala akong concrete idea on how my life is going to turn in the next few years from now. So, that is the time na I've been on autopilot na starting when I graduated from college. We're continuing my term in the hotel. I was there for almost a year. Then after a year with the hotel, OJT location, I went back naman sa school ko, sa alma mater ko, wherein I enroll naman for master's degree. In enrolling my master's degree, I stopped by in the restaurant training ground for HRM students, wherein I come across with my former professors, and they mentioned that they were hiring and they're needing for a staff in the restaurant. And they offered me the job, and the rest was history. I was part of the restaurant training ground for almost 2 years. Kumbaga parang at first, I was happy. Okay. Pero nung tumagal and parang hindi na siya fulfilling, yes, I will be smiling at the outside, but currently hindi ko pala napa-process na burnout na pala yun. Kasi, I was working from 8 to 5, then 6 to 9, I will be in class for my master's degree. So it had gone for 2 years. Routine working student ako. I usually get home here in Malabon, approximately mga 10:30 or 11 PM na. Then I will be doing my presentations, my assignment for my masters. Then I would probably sleeping by 12 or 1 PM, 1 AM na. Really parang pace the certain effort or the certain energy that you are putting out. And by the 2 years, I had to resign to look for greener pasture after graduation. Because master's degree is only for 2 years. So the moment that I graduated, I left the restaurant training ground and to look for greener pasture. I tried applying again in the industry, applying in different hotels, different restaurants. And unfortunately, hindi yata ako para sa industry. Hindi ako para sa hotel, hindi ako para sa restaurant. I stopped by here at my alma mater, my high school alma mater. I did apply for faculty. And unfortunately, siya hindi rin ako pinalad na maging part of the department of the high school, school ko for faculty. Then going to a particular place, I saw this school, my previous workplace. I submitted my resume, they called me back and had me process for the interview, and the rest was history. I was part of the company na for almost 10 years. For that time that I was there in that certain institution, at first 2 years, medyo adjustment period. There was a time na I got really envy of my classmates that are abroad, working on different hotels, the restaurants, going into different countries, in the cruise ships. So, first 3 years was nandun, regrets, may contemplation, pero lumipas din siya. I find my way back na nag-focus na lang dito sa work ko, which is the professor, faculty member, until such point again, on I think it's fourth year or fifth year in the school, ganun rin. Kinu-question ko na rin yung sarili ko. Ano na mangyayari sa akin? Somewhat, I felt burnout kasi yung schedule ko, I didn't have a particular off. I do have schedules of 7 to 7 and I'm working from Monday to Saturday. And during Sundays, I had to do the daughter duty, the household chores. So I don't have a rest talaga. I don't have that time to really sit and contemplate on certain things. Though I might be sitting, pero my mind is running on a mile. I was overwhelmed with so many things. So wala talaga akong time to really let myself talagang rest. My mind, my body, and my soul. So I was burned out. And another diversion that time during the fourth or fifth year, I was able to be part of the school choir. One of the things that I was passionate about was singing. So I became part of the choir. I've been their advisor from then forward. So we go on to different competition. I went on to practice. Kaya lang, nagkaroon siya ng complication. So by, I think, 2 years, 2 to 3 years being part of the group or the organization, I was suspended at work. Kasi nga, due to ah, consecutive lates because of burnout. I was burnout that time. Kumbaga parang hindi na siya, kumbaga parang nandun na lang ako for the sake of the job. So mula nun, parang gano'n na naging routine na until to the pandemic period. That was the time na talagang it really shaken me to the core. 'Cause I was talagang triggered. Na-triggered to the sense na it left me questioning myself. Ano na, what is going to happen to me next? 'Cause this was the period na talagang I was, kumbaga baon sa utang, sa credit cards. After my brother had paid my credit card, naulit na naman yung cycle. So, kung ano man yung nagiging experience natin, might be na-experience na natin kaya lang I made bad decisions that time. Hindi nga ako nakakapag-contemplate and that is the reason why I made wrong choices in my life and I'm not regretting the wrong choices that I made. Because of that, I am here now. I'm sharing my story to you. But anyways, so that pandemic, 2020, had let me question myself, ano na, what am I going to do with my life? Kumbaga parang I thought I had everything all figured out. Parang I thought everything was okay until na nagkaroon ng stop yung buhay. Yung buhay ko in the school, akong future para sa sarili ko. The future that I was building is from the external, the temporary things. Ano ko, I don't have savings in my bank, zero zero balance ako nun sa bangko. And also, yun nga, I do have a lot of debt. There was no assurance when will we be returning to work kasi nga everyone was forced to be at their homes due to the pandemic. So that was March 2020 and it had gone to June, that was the time na puwede nang lumabas. People were allowed to go out but not on a big setting, just minimal na interaction. So, kumbaga parang nasa loop. That time during the pandemic was we were on the loop. That was the time I really contemplated on certain things na sabi ko, "I cannot go on like this." I'm 30 something. I'm not getting any younger. Wala akong direksyon. I don't have a path to take and I don't have savings. So I needed to straight up. I needed to fix my life. Or else, kung sakaling mangyari ulit to, tapos hindi ko pa rin naayos sa sarili ko, wala na. So after that year, turn into 2021, gising na ako, unti-unti ko nang na-realize yung things that I needed to work on. Putting myself first, having a savings, trying to save up so that I can pay my debts. At talagang I work on that, the certain things na I needed to work on for myself. And that was the time also that I have been aware of the the spiritual journey that opened me to spirituality. I was interested to angel numbers, astrology. Dun yung time that I dive deep, to contemplate on certain things. And also that was the time that I met, a certain, person that had been part of my journey. I can consider him as a soulmate. So I know that he's meant to be part of my journey. And because of our connection, it had helped me talaga to be awakened. Awakened to different opportunities. Kumbaga, he mirrored to me what are the things that I needed to work on until to this year. So again, that particular year, I was drawn to tarot readings. So that had been my guide throughout the year. And the year after, which is 2022, that is the year that I offer personal readings and I open up myself to doing contents and posting it in social media. And the rest is history. And the other awakening period that I have encountered, the private breakdown, was recently. So as I mentioned na even though I already had experienced it before, hindi naman ako perfect. I'm not perfect. We still need to encounter it again. But this time, you had to contemplate on how you're going to react. Will you be making the decision the way that you had did before or you are going to change the course of action? So this time, at that time during the pandemic, when I had my contemplation, no one knows. Not even my siblings knows about what I have experienced before. Hindi nila alam kung ano yung pinagdaanan ko that time, ano yung pinoproblema ko. But this time around, I was able to let them in. Kasi nga I was protecting myself to be hurt, where in reality, the mask that I was wearing na wala akong problema, the mask that I was wearing that I'm strong, I got it all together, I had no problem, I got it, kumbaga parang kaya ko na to, yung pala, it was not protecting me, it was making it worse. Because I was putting a certain wall, I'm not putting a distance, I was putting a wall so that people would not see that negative side of me. Those are the things that I was ashamed of. So ngayon, here I am, I'm sharing my story. So before I was ashamed to mention na may mga problema ako. As I mentioned, hindi lang to minsan that I have experienced this problem in my finances. So I was in denial. I was trying to mask the certain pain na okay lang ako, wala akong problema. Pagtatrabahuhan ko, babayaran ko. But in reality, I was sinking. I was sinking in a quicksand. Unti-unti akong lumulubog nang hindi ako humihingi ng tulong to other people. And that time that I broke down, na I let someone in, parang it was, kumbaga parang a sight of relief na na ginawa ko siya. Kasi all throughout, ako lang pala yung naglalagay ng limitation na yun, ako lang pala yung naglalagay ng wall na yun. And also, earlier, reading yung letter, reading the letter, coming from my sisters, from my family. That letter was during our tribute retreat in college. So, that particular letter, it mentioned na they were proud of me. They love me na kumbaga yung love language nga namin kasi iba iba, eh. Yung love language ng mom namin ay iba. As I mentioned earlier, my mom is not very nurturing. My mom's love language is acts of service. So she's not very vocal on how she feels. So hindi siya attuned with her emotions. So it's very hard for her to feel her emotions and to communicate it. And reading that letter, so actually there's a purpose that I have read that letter, so that I will be able to contemplate on that in this certain episode. I read that letter na, oh my gosh, I started crying upon reading that certain phrases na all throughout, I was the only one putting that certain idea na kumbaga parang hindi ako tanggap nila. When in reality, they really considered me to be part of the family. Again, for those who don't know about my story, I'm an adopted child. The family that I grew up with are fair skin. So for those people that had seen me personally, I'm a morena. I'm fair olive skin or dark in complexion, and my family that had been my foster family, they are fair skin, there are chinitos, mga singkit. Ako, as you can see, my eyes are talagang very wide. So, kumbaga parang being hard on myself, I was taking so many things for me to be to be accepted and to be part of the family. Marami akong ginawa na mga desisyon and actions that I thought was the best decisions or actions to be made for me to be considered part of the family. Na in reality, I don't need to do anything to really, what do you call that? To really prove myself, because I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I was just the one putting that certain pressure sa sarili ko. So that time talaga that I let my sisters, my family, to my space, it was such a relief. Kumbaga parang ako lang pala yung nagpu ng pressure to myself. Until to this day, para bang ang gaan na you are living, ng wala kang tinatago, wala kang wala kang grudges, maluwag sa loob. I'm at peace now kasi I was able to share my truth to them na kung ano yung nararamdaman ko, ano yung problema ko, I can easily communicate it to them. Unlike before, na talagang I needed to hide, I needed to lie, I needed to put up a face, to put up a front so that they would not know the dark side of me, the things that I am ashamed of. So I needed to put a mask so that hindi nila makita that I have those certain flaws. Kinahihiya ako. I'm not proud of it. So it was a relief that I was able to release those certain burdens. That's it for our episode for today. So if you happen to be steered by this certain story or somewhat it had touched a certain emotion on you na might be you needed to release. So I invite you to really find time to sit in and contemplate on certain things. So before you start something new, anything that you wanted to start, so kumbaga parang wag niyo akong gayahin, na go lang ng go. Find time to really sit and contemplate on it before you charge in. Really prepare yourself for those certain things. Release the pressure that you have for yourself kasi sometimes akala natin people around us are pressuring us where in reality it's us. It's us that is pressuring ourselves with the high expectations that we have for ourselves na hindi natin kayang ma-achieve. Masyado nating kumbaga parang masyadong way too far ahead yung gusto nating mangyari o expectations. So, taking it one step at a time. So, learn to really surrender and let everything fall into place. Kasi the more that we are controlling things on opportunity and people around us so that maging okay yung magiging outcome, the more na hindi tayo masasatisfy, madi-disappoint lang. Okay, so this is what I got for each and every one of you. Again, so I invite you to find time to really listen to your inner voice. Sit in, contemplate on certain things. Pagnilayan mo muna ang mga bagay-bagay before you make a big decision in your life. Kasi if you're just going to rush into things, you might end up regretting kung ano man yung mga decisions and actions na gagawin mo. So, for you to not be hard on yourself, find time to really rest, pause, and contemplate. Okay, so if you are ready, if you're a women who are a high achieving, high functioning individual, single, incorporate 30 plus, if you're ready to quiet down self doubt and limiting beliefs, so kindly comment in this episode or podcast episode or wherever you're going to watch it or listen to this, the word truth, or message me in my social media platform, which is Soul Align Coach Anna, which is Instagram. Message me truth so that we can discuss further details regarding my coaching program, The Antidote to Live Your Truth. Or you can book directly your free discovery call or free soul alignment session at calendly.com/align with Anna. So book that particular call so that we can discuss further details of my program. And if you're interested lang to avail tarot reading sessions or my services, you can go directly on the link as I mentioned earlier, calendly.com/align with Anna. Or go to my website for more of the details of my services, www.anasantiago.coach/tarot reading. Okay, so this is what I got for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being with me tonight, holding that space to listen to my story and to journey with me in this awakening truth journey. So, this is what I got for each and every one. Sending you much love and light. See you on the next.